Hello again, everyone. Tony Parmetta here from the First 10 Minutes podcast for another Let's Play Caves of Quud and the Ironic Adventures of Blonq the Unkillable. So, we're up to the part where we're going to do a whole bunch of inventory and skill management, which I'm sure is what everybody is tuning in to watch. We're at the end of a considerably long set of questing and have many things to go and sell and filter through and try and figure out what new stuff we're going to buy before we head off on yet another step of our grand adventure in which Blonq the Unkillable will absolutely not be killed. So let's head over to where Tam the Dromad Merchant is. Might just have a quick look in the quest menu here just to check in again and see what other quests we have. A Canticle for Barathrum is the sort of large mainline, or what I'm assuming is a mainline kind of quest that we just got. But there are those other two here as well. Visit the Tushan Charm Quadrangle and recover Prismica. Which I believe I got as part of the same sort of procedurally generated quest / lore dump. So that might be something that we're considering rather than going straight for the Grit Gate, because I believe if we zoom out to the map here, we should be able to see if we go into look mode and maneuver ourselves around. Ekar we've been to before, but this here is the Tushan Charm Quadrangle, and it's very close to the Rusted Archway, which I believe then is on the way to the Grit Gate, which is all the way up here. So, seeing as it's on the way, I think we're probably going to end up going here first, and we'll just play it by ear. Alrighty, so zooming back in, and we will go into chat mode, and we will trade with Tam. Okie dokie, so we'll have a quick scroll down here. That weird artifact being worth 410 gold is clearly something pretty amazing. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford something of that caliber at this point. We have a Steel Vine Reaper and a Steel Warhammer. That Steel Vine Reaper will be an axe class similar to all of the other axes that we have and may possibly be worth picking up. And also, I think these empty water skins we may need to grab so that we have enough space to actually store water that I assume Tam is going to give us because we have so much cool shit to trade. So let's go through the painstaking process of kind of popping everything on the trade list. So many pieces of armor, some of them hats, some of them things that you wear on your chest. We've got some quilted shawls and a witchwood wreath. We're going to keep all of our food to ourselves. The glow sphere, I don't think we'll need any more either because we have the fireflies floating nearby. And the vast majority of these things I think we're just going to trade. That farmer's token being worth $70 is just so tempting, but I don't know what it does, and it is such a specific item that's called out. We'll keep all the scrap, we'll trade the buckler. Oh boy, we might hang on to those. The Droid Scrambler and the Jopper Recoiler we want to keep because Argive just gave them to us. Definitely super duper trading all of those things. Plastic tree isn't worth anything. Okay, sure. We'll hand over the cider. We've got 2 empty water containers. All right. So let's look at what we've got here. Steel Vine Reaper. 5 penetration, 1d3 plus 1, which I believe is just a +1 on top of the existing Vine Reaper that we have. It seems like a trivial amount, but it kind of isn't. Let's put that on the maybe list for now. I think we might take those bandages, because bleeding to death, I mean, other than being something that would never happen to Blonq the Unkillable, wouldn't be a very classy way to go. We're never going to be able to afford that, so we will leave that be. Wait a minute, how much were those 12 bandages worth? Actually, maybe it is worth just bleeding out. I have such a huge Blonq has such a huge hit point pool. Possibly not worth it. Nylon backpack. What is that going to give? Plus 10% carry capacity. I'm already getting a significant carry capacity bonus from the multiple legs. So perhaps not. Tam doesn't have a terribly great set of stuff here compared to what I was hoping. What we might do is you can never have too much food. So we'll totally stock up on all of that. The bandages can just stay there. What's that trade going to be like? It's ugh. 2 of those will be 128. We've already got 2. That should even it up. Let's just go with that. Please give me lots of fresh water. Because if we do that, we can't see what water we're actually carrying. If we do that, we should have quite a bit of water. Let's just pour that into another container. Thank you very kindly. So we've got a moderate amount of water here now. What that should mean is, like, yes, it is going to take up a fair amount of weight that we're carrying around, but I'm going to go back to Argive because I believe that now we have done a number of quests for him. He will actually be able to identify some of... Whoops, that was not what I meant to do. He may actually be able to start identifying some of these items that we have here. So let's try that now. 4 drams of fresh water, absolutely. Rubber gum injector, wonderful. What does that mean? Plus 100 electrical resist, plus 25 cold resist. It's half damage from falling. Okay. Maybe that will be handy at some point. What's next? Yes, please. Chem cells, fabulous. We'll be able to use at least one of them in our what was it called again? Joppa recoiler. Of course, that will allow us to get back to Joppa with ease. That one there's low. I'm sure there are ways of recharging them, but at this exact moment I have absolutely no clue how to go about doing that. Yes, please. Fix-it spray foam. Fabulous. So if we had an item that had rusted, we would be able to spray the fix-it spray foam on it and it would be fixed. What's next? Stun gas grenade Mark 1. So stun gas... handy against some enemies, not necessarily all, but it would be nice to start building a little bank of grenades for us to use. Freeze grenade, again, bound to be handy at some point, and a poison gas grenade Mark 1, and I have 2 of them. That's all quite handy to have, handy to know. So there's a bunch of scrap that Argive has here that at this exact moment in time can't really use because we don't have tinkering. And then on these data disks, these are things that you can get as blueprints that you can learn so that you know how to create certain materials. But again, it requires the tinkering skill, and we do not have the tinkering skill at this moment in time. Ooh, recycling suit, nice. Okay. So, how much water do we have? Pardon me. How much water do we have left now? Again, we can't see it because we're in the wrong screen. I mean, you know, plenty. Let's obsessively move things so that we're using as few containers as possible. Sorry. Okay. We got a good batch of food. We got some spare chem cells. We're pretty well decked out with all this gear. That we have no thrown weapon yet, but that's fine. And in terms of leveling up, 773 experience points till next level. We don't have a bunch of skill points so we can spend. Okay. Well, look, at this stage, I think that the best course of action would be to verbally pontificate without doing anything, because that's going to make good viewing. Or alternatively, we could zoom the map out and we could try and start heading up for the Tushan Charm Quadrangle, nestled in the crumbling shale and deep within an earth cleft. Here stretches the ancient district where the Eaters extolled the divine nature of charms. That sounds too hard to resist. I think that might be what we do. So we're going to do some overworld map travel. It's going to result in us eating a bunch of food along the way. It's possibly also going to result in us getting lost, which will be hilarious, I'm sure. So we're now moving through desert canyons. We've had a little bit of fresh water. We've eaten a salt hopper chip. We're now bloated and thirsty, eating some eyeless crab legs. And we pass by the Tushan Charm Quadrangle. We're going to zoom in. We're going to go to aforementioned location and see what happens. We've finished the step travel to the historical site of the Tushan Charm Quadrangle of the quest Visit the Tushan Charm Quadrangle and receive 250 experience points. Boom. Lovely. Okay. So we're already in a location that has a few arc sconces and also some bookshelves by the looks of it. Wooden bookshelf, wood planks nailed at orthogonal angles. Dust sleeps on the paper jackets of the glyph cloths. Ooh, that's a strange thing to have to pronounce, glyph cloths. I'm not going to try saying that several times quickly. Now, is this fresh water? No, brackish water. So not quite salty, not quite fresh. It's possible there may be some fresh water around here somewhere. It's also possible that there will be a bunch of horrible things that are going to be the death of us all. Honey skunks, neutral, good. Good to know. We're going to head over to these bookshelves and we're going to see if we can grab anything from them. No. Not from that one. And alas, also not from that one. This bookshelf appears empty, so I'm assuming also nothing correct. What is that? Disciple of the Sightless Way and member of the second Shashirian kinfolk. Swathing the frail frame of this waif is the habit of her order. Grey matter robes and a blindfold over her eyes. Average and hostile. I guess we go into combating with them? There's two of them, at least. Whoa! Absolutely freaking marvelous. We have become confused, possibly thrice. So this is not the best. You may have noticed there has been a scramble in the map, and you will also notice that when I move thusly, all of the bits that are visible and within range of me, I'm just seeing them in a batshit crazy order, and I don't know where anything is, and it's not great. I have absolutely no idea why that happened. I don't know if that was caused by a trap. I don't know if that was caused by something casting a spell on me, although that is probably my suspicion. So my understanding of how this works is that I am still actually moving around on the genuine map, so I'm going to attempt moving diagonally up and to the left, so the equivalent of northwest. And if that is in fact a free square on the true map, the genuine map, then I'd be able to move there and I paid a moderate amount of attention to what the layout was before, so I'm kind of, based on my memory of how this world was laid out, moving away and hoping that that this confusion wears off fairly quickly. The sort of the log over on the left here is telling me you pass by Kalwahumum. I don't know what that means. So I can hear water. I pass by Duwakal. I don't know what that is either. I'm not taking any hits at the moment, but I may well be soon because those... whoops. You cannot examine things while you are confused. Well, that's fair enough. I wonder if we can try using our freezing hands. Oh, wait a minute. There's a honey skunk here, and I absolutely don't want it cranky with me. Although it appears that it may be cranky with those cultists. Yes, I think it possibly is. It looks like they may be fighting each other. All of the green smoke that's coming out there is a result of the honey skunk dropping some sort of AoE attack. So we're going to try moving due north now, straight upwards, and see if we can actually hit that enemy. And no, we didn't because they're not really there. Ugh. I guess the best we can do is attempt to hit things when we think that they're nearby. So Wahuhukalam, I assume, is one of these enemies. So perhaps they have names? Or is it just filling my log with gibberish because I'm in a confused state? I genuinely don't know. And I'm not even sure if I can hit anything when I'm in this particular state of mind. I appear to have hit someone or something. It also sounds like something is shooting at me. And I have no idea where that particular spitting seed plant came from, but again, I'm going to guess that one of these spellcasters possibly summoned it. Oh dear, this is not great. Aha! Aha! It appears that the confusion is worn off, which means now I should be able to go here. I should be able to use my freezing hands. And I should be able to hit things like that. The frozen seed-spitting vine dies, and I believe that the cultist may also have died as well. Excellent. All right, let's take out this dread root. Again, I don't know where it came from. I can only assume that it was summoned. The good news is that once I hit them, they seem to be dying pretty quickly. Oh, that's cool. You pass by a pool, 2002 drams of brackish, bloody water. So I'm assuming that when I killed them, 2 drams of blood fell into 2,000 drams of brackish water. Very nice. What is this hideous gas? Corrosive gas. No, thank you. Can we move around it without it hitting us? Sort of, maybe. Perhaps. Kind of. It's moving around in quite a random state. So there were 3 of them before. I only killed 2. I can only assume that the honey skunk killed the other. So we're going to cautiously move around this space and have a little bit of an explore. Because we told the overworld map to move us to this location, which means that we're going to be near the entrance of whatever the main structure is. Are you a special baboon? Hulking baboon, and member of the second Shashirian kinfolk. So I believe these are the same faction as the other things that we were just battling. Take him down. Small boulder, small stones. Come back. Come back, I just want to be your friend. Thank you. Only getting 5 XP for each of them. Not super duper worth my time, but I guess better to not have them running around. More Dreadroot tubers, very cool. Let's see what we can see through here. Anybody home? Preferably somebody not terrifying. There is a door at the end of this very long hallway. Dare I? Indeed I dare. Some stairs downwards, that's what we're looking for. So again, let's maneuver ourselves slowly and carefully to another door. Oh, hello. Eyeless crab, neutral. I guess you're free to leave, should you wish. Alright, so I guess that's where we're going to head later on. We might just move up to... Can we move up to the north? No. Is this in fact blocked the entire way? It may well be. So we'll move ourselves back down here. Ow. I did not need that. It's dreadfully unkind. And now I'm bleeding. Alright. We'll do a rest until healed. We must be getting very close to dinging. Yeah, it looks like it. 263. We're so close. We'll have a poke around up here and see if there's another way in. Ow, man. These young ivories are everywhere. And more bleeding. Looks like another dead end. Okay. So I guess that was the way to get through. What a strange place to have spawned us from the overworld map down here. Anyway, beggars can't be choosers. We'll make our way over to the stairs, past the eyeless crab, and descend into the depths with all of the joys that it will contain therein. Including, for example, whatever that thing is. Luminous horseshoom. A luminous toadstool coated in hoarfrost. I don't know what hoarfrost is, but I am wary. Which I think is generally a good approach when you're descending into strange caverns beneath the surface. Farewell, Dreadroots. Salty water, salty water, salty water. Very, very occasionally you will find pools of fresh water. It's super duper worth picking them up if you're able to. Well, that didn't really lead anywhere. Oh boy. A musket turret that's not as bad as it could be. Well, freezing hands it. Hooray! We've gained a level and are now level 9. We gain 8 hit points, 78 skill points, 1 mutation point, and 1 attribute point. More salty water. Excellent. Okay. What should we do with our attribute point? Willpower being low and or ego being low is possibly part of the reason why we got confused by those enemies previously. But we might go into our skill window and just have a quick look and see what some of these stats that might be required to level up some of the things that we want the most. Agility of 19 seems like a potential winner. But I also want to have a look here. Charge was something that I was planning on getting previously. We already meet the 17 strength requirement. We don't quite have enough skill points yet. We will do next level. Short blade we had thought about. Mainly for the bloodletter and being able to bleed things out. But I've got so many axes now, and I put so much into them that I might just keep it as is for now. Don't really need... What does heal do? 4% of your maximum HP. Not so much at this point. Poison tolerance, I'm sure is useful in a way, but nah. And I have so many arms that I think possibly this dual wield is going to be a super wise investment, but it is 300 skill points to get there. 21 agility. All right. Bow and rifle would also be handy. 19 agility. I suspect, based on what we're seeing here, that putting some points into agility might be the way to go. 19 agility is going to give us more in shield. Axes, we need a bit more strength as well. Fine, let's have a look. Well, look, we've got agility of 18, and so many of those things that we were just looking at are unlocked at 19. So let's go with that. And then we'll go and have a very quick look back at the skill window and see how much groovier it looks. So now deft blocking and swift blocking. Ooh, that looks nice. Are looking quite appealing. And that dual wielding is also looking very appealing. 21 agility for the next one. And tactics. 17 strength to charge. I think that we may actually just save up for getting charge on the next set of skill points we get. So that means the only other thing that we need to ponder is whether or not to put a mutation point in or start saving up for another random mutation. Based on where we're at and what we're doing now, I kind of want to put another point into freezing hands so that our damage goes from 3d4 to 4d4. But before I commit to that, let's just check what this will give us. 12% chance for each extra arm to deliver an additional melee attack whenever you make a melee attack. And that's also nice, but not right now. Those are also nice, but again, not right now. And the duration is extended, the area is the same, the cooldown's the same, and I haven't even used it yet. All right, we're going to pop it into freezing hands. But it's going to take some convincing, I think, to keep stacking that beyond the potential extra attacks of multiple arms. All right, so we've just reached level 9. We are descending into a scary, spooky, amazing, groovy, hopefully loot-filled cave. We now have 87 hit points, and we managed to get a bunch of wrangling done and head out on new quest. I'd say that's a pretty successful part of a Let's Play, so thank you all very much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe using the links in the sections below. And if you'd like to check out the First 10 Minutes podcast, you can find that at thefirst10minutes.com. And if you'd also like to check out the game developer interview series that I do, that is called Downloadable Context at downloadablecontext.com. And if you want to get in touch with me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is at Kalinscald, that's Kalinscald, and it would be lovely to hear from you if you are enjoying these Let's Plays. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in again soon for more of the ironic adventures of Blonq the Unkillable.